Good afternoon. My name is Isidro Castillo. I'm with the Golden Eagle Promotions and School of Hard Knocks Promotions out of Hobbs, New Mexico. I would like to thank everybody for coming out. I would like to thank all the fighters for being a part of this short press conference. So July 20th at this beautiful facility behind us, professional boxing, we're bringing this back to this venue after about three and a half, 4 years since the very first time we put a show on here through Golden Eagle Promotions from some guys out of Dallas, Texas, Mr. Montoya. Tony Aguilar is a promoter. Myself and my partner Eric Gutierrez with Pure Energy Plex are the sponsors for this event. I'm responsible for putting this show together for Midland, Odessa, which everybody knows that there's a big rivalry between the two. The fighters that got heated up just a little bit ago, that's all right. It's part of the game. It brings excitement. I don't want anything to go down here because, first of all, we got families and kids that are here, and we just can't afford for nothing like that to go down. We want to be brought back into this beautiful facility. July 20th, professional boxing, and we have possibly the biggest fight in terms of size. We have Roman Huerta and Nick Tipton. These guys are 6'4", 6'5", 240 pounds, 260 pounds. It's going to be a pretty interesting battle between two big men. I'm pretty excited for that fight. We look to bring a good quality show here to you guys. We got some guys that have been fighting for quite some time, whether it be MMA, professional boxing, or if they have extensive amateur boxing. So I look to bring a good quality show. And with that being said, I'm gonna bring the fighters up individually. I've got two fights that are here. I have the main event, and I have another fight. Both fighters are here. We'll let them say what they're going to say, then they can come over here and do a face-off, and then face the crowd, and then we'll go on to the next go-around. I have School of Hard Knocks champion Des Hill. He's 4-0 with 4 knockouts. We're still looking for an opponent for him. We got some pretty interesting fights. So with that being said, I'd like to bring Nick Tipton out from Midland, Texas.
Well, first of all, thanks to everybody for coming out. I hope everybody's excited as we are about July 20th. Thank you, La Hacienda, for having us and hosting this event. Thank you, Rough House guys, for showing up today. I know I'm super excited about this. I've been training hard. I've been working hard since last January when I had my last fight. Like I said, we put in a lot of work, we put in a lot of hours, and ultimately, you know, my goal is to show up on July 20th and perform at a high level and, you know, slide Roman Huerta across the canvas. And, you know, Pesmundo Hill and his buddy Roman over here have placed a wager that they're going to put me to sleep, and you know, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. So I'm looking forward to it. You guys got any questions for me? Pez?
We'll ask the questions after everybody, so give us just a second.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir. So, like Nick said, that these guys have a wager. I think they're betting their purse along with about $10,000 in cash, so that's a lot of money, man. So, Roman from Odessa, Texas, Rough House, to the podium. Thank you, sir.
Again, thanks for coming, and thanks to Isidro and Hard Knocks Promotion, also Eric, for putting on the show. It's gonna be fun. July 20th. July 20th is gonna be badass. You don't want to miss it. There's gonna be some badass fights, and y'all want to come. Trust me. You know, we always get this talk about bigger guys. You know, big strong guys coming in and thinking they run the game, and you know, and all this and that, but watch. I'll come in the little guy, I'll be the skinny guy, I'll be the, you know, the nobody, I guess, and we'll see what happens then, you know. In my eyes, I'm think I'm fighting a Facebook fighter. You know, I mean, you know, that's what I say. When people don't want to put in the work and they jump in all of a sudden, you know. I've been in this since I was 15. Maybe not boxing strictly, but I've been in MMA since I was 15. I fought a lot of guys. I fought bigger guys, better guys. I mean, there's nothing you can surprise me with, trust me. So come July 20th, we'll see. You know, it's gonna be fun. You don't want to miss it. So.
Face off and then face the crowd, please. You're my bodyguard or my security? All right, let's turn to face the crowd. Turn to face the crowd.
Taking that money fast.
What is squeaky?
Thanks, guys.
Good job, guys. Good job. So that'll be our main event, July 20th. Our co-main event, we're going to have two-time former world heavyweight champion Oliver McCall. He'll be coming in and fighting our co-main event. He's fighting a kid from Farmington, Gallup, New Mexico area. His name is Ronnie Baca. It's going to be pretty exciting. Oliver's he used to be Mike Tyson's chief sparring partner. He knocked out Lennox Lewis. If you guys know of boxing, you know who Oliver McCall is. So he's a real deal. He's past his prime, obviously, but nevertheless, he's a 6'5", 250-pound heavyweight, and who's never been knocked out. Next, we have Larry Sanchez. Larry will be coming in to fight James Land. Larry, up to the stadium, my man.
Just want to say thanks to Cedro, thanks for Hacienda for having us here. This will be my fourth fighting. Looking to come across my first win. Be fighting James Land over here. Should be a good fight. You know, he's a pretty good fighter. But I'm coming to bring it here July 20th, and we're ready to go. So, that's it. Thanks, guys.
Larry will be fighting Mr. James Land from Midland, Texas. Is that right, Midland? Come on up, my man.
First of all, I just want to thank God for everything. I want to thank my coach, Lupe Hernandez, my manager, Jerry Dutchover. I want to thank Isidro, La Hacienda, and I want to thank Larry for taking the fight. July 20th, I'm ready to fight. Also, I want to thank my sponsor, JAT Oilfield Services. I'm ready to go. I've been doing this for a while. It's going to be my first pro fight. Was in the amateurs for a while, but I'm ready to go now. So thank you everybody for coming out. All of Elite Boxing that came out to support me, I appreciate it. And thank y'all.
Get you guys up to the front, face off, and then face the crowd, please. Good job. Good job, guys. That's how you do it. Another bout on the card will be between Mark Sanchez versus Oscar Espinoza out of Hobbs, New Mexico. Oscar's coming off of a 2 or 3 year layoff, I believe. So this will be a pretty interesting fight. Come on up, Mark. Oscar's not here.
First off, I'd just like to mention, I'm coming from a backyard representation. I never did this professional stuff. I've had a lot of discrimination going on here, man. I got too much to prove right now. My kids are so proud of me. I don't care how much work I haven't put in over the years. I'm putting in the work now. The time is now. The time will get done. I'll show whatever I can in the ring. I don't do this talking. So we'll see what happens because my kids are proud of me, and I intend to make them proud. And I'll be sure to make sure that happens, and no one's gonna stop me. And let that be said.
So Mark will be fighting Oscar Espinoza. Oscar's 2-1 as a professional fighter. He didn't have any amateur fights as well. Mark's dad wants to fight. If Mark can beat Oscar, he wants Dez next. So with that being said, let's go ahead and bring Dez on up.
There you go.
Everybody's sugarcoating it. I'm gonna keep it real. There's no rivalry between Rough House and Sanchez Bros Boxing. In order for it to be a rivalry, you gotta have two sides that's equally good. Like this is professional, you know, top-notch MMA boxing over here. This is, like he said, backyard. I want to show off for my friends. I want to tell Facebook that I'm a fighter. That's what this is over here.
But we still keep coming up in your mouth, huh?
It started when Roman easily beat the Fat Sanchez brother, whatever one that is. They thought it was stopped early. I thought the referee did him a favor and saved his life. I hope you lose this next fight because, again, I don't want that on my hands. I don't want to put you in a bad place.
I like that.
There's a lot of penis suckers over here from the Sanchez brothers. Lots of penis suckers. Everybody, I'll tell you this straight up. Nick's last fight is gonna be his best and worst enemy. It's his best friend because all y'all done hyped him up thinking, oh, you're the next best thing since sliced bread. You literally fought a fucking heavy bag. Like, I've seen your sparring tapes. You're a quitter. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna quit. I guarantee you, Sanchez Bros Boxing does not win a fight July 20th. None of them. They got what? Y'all got 4 fighters, 3-4 fighters. Y'all will not win a fight. Oh yeah. And who are you?
That's why he don't want to get up.
Oh, you the bodyguard. Nick called. No, next show. Okay. Nick called me today. Said, "Hey, you gonna have security up there?" Fucking for what? We're our own security. What do we need that for? So, it is what it is. If any other Sanchez brothers or any of their little followers over there want to step up and take the fight, you got Rendon who took it. That really, I don't have no problems with y'all. I got problems with Rendon and I got problems with Algon because they made it.
Say that. Say that. It's all, man. Say that.
I already said it, but we can make problems with you. I guarantee you, if I fight one of y'all, I'll make y'all say my name in the ring. I guarantee you, you will say my name in the ring.
Yeah. Yes, you knocked out.
That's me, though.
Okay.
Get up, Dez.
I'm asking.
Get up, Dez.
What's y'all's overall combined record?
The record don't matter.
Overall, I got a backyard representation that can't just count this time.
0-4. That's 0-8.
And that's why they don't want to take
1-0. That's 1-8. 1-8 combined fighting from their gym.
You done talking?
We don't have to duck y'all. We don't have to run from y'all. We don't have to make it a rival with y'all. Well, who's ducking?
I've never said
I'm ducking. Who am I ducking?
You got like 4 or 5 of us already.
These guys are so full of shit. They start believing their own shit.
Just wait for the
It's crazy.
Let the next
It is what it is, man. I'm still here. I need an opponent. So if any of y'all want to, drop y'all's little light work or whatever y'all call it, and fuck with me, then come fuck with me. It's that simple.
He said it.
Nah,
The contract's everybody.
I need a contract, man. I need to get paid.
Oh,
We're looking at having 6 to 8 fights on July 20th here in Midland. I'm going to bring up some of the coaches. Well, you wanted to speak?
Sure.
Come on up, John.
My name is John Rendon. First of all, I want to thank Isidro for giving me this short notice on this fight. And me and my boy Nick Tipton working a lot for this fight that I wasn't even prepared for, but I took it anyway. And I expect for myself to shut up a lot of people.
Whoa, you're fighting, but you turned down the fight with me?
Hey man, you didn't even come at me, bro. You trying to get me in the gym and shit, dog. I'm trying to meet somebody in the ring, man. Get on, man. I'm over here trying to talk, Jay. Anyway, man, I just want to thank everybody for coming over here today. Isidro, La Hacienda Center for letting us talk in this beautiful place. And come my first fight, you know, get ready for some fireworks, because the Spartan came to play, you know what I'm saying?
John will be fighting next Saturday. He took a fight. I made a fight 20 minutes ago in this little office. He'll be fighting a kid out of Amarillo, Texas. So next up, I'd like to bring one of the coaches. He's a good friend of mine, Mr. Lupe Hernandez from Midland, Texas. He's the coach.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank the Lord for giving me the opportunity to be in here today. I've been coaching for about 19 years now. Done a lot of amateur, nothing professional. Is the first professional boxer I'm going to have. I got a lot of background in boxing as far as nationals go. I've been to probably every national tournament you can think of. I don't publicize, I don't advertise. We just do our thing and hoping for something big one day. James been fighting with me since he was a young kid. He's grown up to be a real responsible adult now. He wanted to take the professional career, so we said let's give it a try. You know? When he first came to me, I said it's gonna be hard work. We're not here for games. We're not here for money. We're not here to get paid. We're here to prove something and become somebody. Everything else comes with time. Everything else is gonna be there when the time is right. Right now, we're here to prove something and keep going forward from here. This is gonna be just the first step into a lot of good things coming for James. I'd like to thank everybody that helps James out as far as sponsorships. AAA J Body Shop out of Midland, JTA Trucking. I'd like to thank everybody for supporting the gym. My wife especially, because she supports me a lot throughout this. I'd like to thank James for giving me all he got. That's all I ask. Give me 100%. That's all I ask on my boxers. Larry Sanchez is an opponent I don't know much about. Like I said, right now it's just a stepping thing for us, one step at a time. We plan on doing big things. We plan on being big places. We got 100% in this. So whether Larry wins or James wins, that's going to be determined in the ring. Like I said, may the best man win, and may the best prepared man win, because we're prepared 100%. I'd like to thank Isidro, I'd like to thank the Hacienda Event Center for getting the opportunity to be here today. That's all I have. Thank you very much.
I've known Coach Lupe for a long time, and it's crazy that his son isn't professional, because he was a really good fighter, and I think Coach Lupe is one of the best around this area by far. I mean, and I'm surprised he hadn't had any professional fighters. I've been coaching 24 years. Like he said, he's been coaching 19. Really good coach, man. Mr. Dutchover, come on in. Mr. Dutchover, his son is one of the top up-and-coming professional fighters from Midland, Texas, man. I wish we could get him on this card, but he's way beyond us. So come on up, my man.
Okay, like Isidro said, my name is Jerry Dutchover. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to our Lord God. That's who you got to thank first, right? Cool. I can't take anything away from Lupe, James, coach. I've known Lupe for a good while. Okay, been in the amateurs. We grew up together in the amateurs with our kids, and they're off and running and doing their own thing. I'm here as a manager for James and manage his boxing career. So this is a stepping stone for us. I think we got a hardcore team. It's tight. We're going to keep it tight. We don't play games. We don't do none of this sidebar stuff that you guys are doing. We don't do none of that. We do it in the ring like Lupa said. That's all I got to say. Thank you to Isidro, Hacienda, and we'll see you out July the 20th.
Mr. Dutch over, really good coach, and it shows. His son's, I think, what, 15-0, coach? 15, 16-0, something like that?
He's 13-0.
13-0, all right. Well, he'll be 15-0 before you know it. So, comes from a good amateur pedigree. I mean, our kids, they all grew up together. We had a lot of fights growing up, with, New Mexico and Texas. Mr. Sanchez, would you like to come up and talk? Anybody else? We're about to wrap this up. I know some of these fighters got to get to training.
First of all, I want to give thanks to Isidro for giving my boys the opportunity, give or take about a year back. Mark touched on it a little bit, where it all started for them. I had to put a stop to it. They kept doing YouTubes and things like that. I didn't want my boys getting in trouble, and that's how the idea came about. They got an opportunity to take advantage of getting in the ring. The records are not where we want it to be, but we're working on it. I know Mark's been putting in a lot of work. He was at one time 216 pounds. He's now 190 pounds. He's seeking bigger and better things, and that's his goal. And he tends to talk, but he will put action to that talk come soon. I mean, that's my goal. Isidro touched on it. Larry's gonna surprise some people, I believe. He's taking it to another level. He's been working hard with Nick's been helping me out, getting him in condition where it needs to be. So all in all, I hope this pays off. July 20th, it's gonna be good. I really believe that. Somebody over here said it's gonna be 4-0. We're looking to show you otherwise.
So fight night?
You know what I'm saying? We're looking to show you otherwise. So remember the smirk on his face, remember what I said, and come July 20th, we're gonna see who did the most talking. So
So next Saturday in Amarillo, Texas, Golden Eagle Promotion will be putting our second event there in Amarillo. We got some fighters that we will be promoting that are really good fighters. And then a few weeks later, we'll come back here to Midland, put on this great show. I am looking for some fighters for opponents for some of these fighters that are still here, that are here waiting for their opportunity to sign the contract. August 10th, we'll be having a show in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and then we're going to come back to Hobbs, New Mexico. That's my hometown. That will be September 21st. That will be a professional boxing and an MMA event on September 21st in Hobbs. It's going to be the first of its kind in terms of having a boxing ring and an MMA cage side by side at the same venue, same day. So we're working really hard. I mean, we're not from Texas. But I grew up, and my brothers, I had 3 brothers, we were all amateur fighters. Between the 4 of us, we had 500 to 600 amateur fights. My son's a professional, he's 6-0, he'll be making his comeback. We're working hard I'm living my dreams through these fighters, man. This is what I always wanted to do, was to become a professional fighter. Didn't happen because of an oil field accident. So this is the next best thing for me. I'm going to continue putting on shows in Odessa, Midland. We're even working on a show in Lubbock and a show in San Angelo. So stay tuned for them events. We're working really hard. Golden Eagle Promotion, School of Hard Knocks Promotion, Pure Energy Plex. We look to bring this fight game to a new level. And in New Mexico, I was approved for bare knuckle fighting, so we're going to start we're the first promoter to bring bare knuckle fighting to New Mexico. So I'm pretty proud of that because they implemented my rules. And I'm pretty stoked about that. But anyways, thank you guys. See you guys July 20th. Get with the fighters for tickets. Weigh-ins, we're working on the weigh-ins on July 19th. That'll be at 3 p.m. So if you guys have any questions, you can hit me up at 575-263-4942. Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate you guys. July 20th, Mark Sanchez, you'll have your fourth professional fight. Your last fight you fought against Deontay Wilder's brother, which I advise your dad to see. You to me showed me a lot of balls, man. You went in there and gave it your all, and can't ask for nothing more. You got your fight with 2-1 Oscar Espinoza. What do you know about Oscar, and what do you think about this fight?
What I know about him so far is, I mean, the dude's, relentless. He's gonna come in at you. Like he's gonna come in. I respect that he has heart enough to, put a fight out, and I respect that as a fighter. It was very interesting to see one of the fights that I've seen of him because, you thought the guy was out, but he got back up numerous times and still decided to keep going. I respect that as a fighter, so I just wanted to acknowledge that firsthand.
Yeah, Oscar didn't have any amateur fights. The 2 victories that he did have were against MMA fighters. The one fight that he lost was against one of my former fighters who was very experienced as an amateur, but who had come off of a wreck. He had broke both his arms. He broke, I think his clavicle or something. Anyways, the bone was sticking out of his leg. They didn't think he'd be able to fight anymore. So, and then the guy he fought came up from 140 pounds to 157 pounds. They met at a catch weight, which Oscar didn't look very healthy. He lost a lot of weight for that fight. 175, 180, 185 is probably more of his weight class. He's looking to come and bring a good fight. With you watching this video of his fights, has that made you adjust your training?
No, not at all. I mean, my main focus on my training is just to make sure my body's conditioned well enough to sit there and handle a fight. Like the last 3 fights that I've had, first off the rip is Roman. I mean, I took the fight 2 weeks in. I hadn't worked out in years. I had just got out of the penitentiary, so I mean, I hadn't had a lot behind me. So I don't care what you're. I'm just barely lifting myself up. So with that being said, I'm just really trying to learn to push myself the extra mile.
No, it doesn't matter where you come, whether you were in the penitentiary or not. I mean, the thing is that it takes a lot of courage to get in that ring. I admire that. I admire the fact. I mean, you were talking a lot of stuff at the weigh-in. I know you were horsing around. You ended up taking on Roman on short notice, and then you took on John King, who has an extensive MMA background, kickboxing, and so obviously you're not afraid to fight anybody. What is your ultimate goal in this boxing game? I mean, are you wanting to fight at a certain weight?
No, I mean, honestly, like I told my father, the certain weight I'm looking at, obviously, it's not in the heavyweights. I don't feel very conditioned there. I feel like my body's not able to keep up with me the way I am. So that's why the more work I put in, I'm able to breathe better, I'm able to hit harder, I'm able to move swifter. I'm trying. When I took the fight in Roman, I kind of felt stiff. I felt too stiff. I didn't feel very loose. I have a lot of behind me that prevents me to try to push to full extent, and I'm trying to avoid that now and push my body to the limit.
Are you? I know. It's obviously you worked hard from coming from 216 or 219 pounds to 190 pounds. I mean, that's a lot of weight. What's your ultimate goal in terms of weight? And obviously, the main fight you want is against Desmond Hill. Is that correct?
Yeah, the main reason I want is, I can just as easily go back to my backyard boxing days and I'll go over there chilling with him, slug it out. But I'm not that type of person anymore, so that's the reason I wanted it so much. Regardless if the dude can beat me, whether I can beat him, it's the aspect of the sport. I just want to do some punching.
Well, you're a prize fighter now, so there's no sense in me going back to backyard fighting.
That's the whole aspect of it. I find so much of an adrenaline rush in the ring than I ever did in a boxing match. You know, so in all my backyard boxes, I never felt the adrenaline rush. When I fought Marcellus Walter, I was so it was so exciting for me. Like, it was a thrill for it.
That's a big stage, and we've helped develop fighters and get them to that point. You know, I work with numerous other promotional promotions. I help build fighters. I mean, I have a long history of matchmaking. I do a lot of work for Golden Boy, Top Rank, Roy Jones. I mean, those are some of the promotional companies that we've helped out, and we've helped fighters get, you know, to fight for a minor title, or you know. And I've seen fighters who had upside down records turn it completely around. You know, all it takes is that one win. It boosts your confidence. It makes you want to train harder and take the right fights. You know what I mean? So sometimes, I mean, we know it's obvious who you want to fight. You have your reasons to why you want to fight them. But sometimes you don't have to take these types of fights. You know what I mean? There's other fighters who fight, build up that record. I mean, you could easily become 4-2-1 and 1 no contest. You know what I mean? Like, it could happen just like that. I know I talked to your dad quite a bit. I get on to him like he's a little kid sometimes whenever he took that fight with Deontay Wilder, because his brother, I did tell him I didn't think he should take that fight. But, you know, it's a learning experience for not only you, but for your dad. And it was a good payday. You're not going to get paid like that, obviously, for me. You know, I'm a small-time promoter, but I do work hard. I'm the hardest working promoter in our area. And as long as you guys keep training hard and keep working together, you know, I'm sure there'll be some success, you know. So appreciate you being on my card. This will be your 3rd fight with me. So you got anything to say?
Yes, sir.
You got anything to say?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Closing comments?
Closing comments, I'm just gonna make my kids proud. That's my goal. You asked me what my goal was. That's my goal. I mean, I didn't feel like I was gonna make it a superstar, you know, promotion. You know, I just wanted to do it, live my dream.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I myself had a lot of fights. My brothers did. None of us turned professional. So, and it's a shame because we were all good fighters. But it's not. It is about your kids, man. Make them proud, and win or lose, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that you go out there and show them that you did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, big hard work.
So,
Yes, sir.
much respect. Good luck on July 20th, bro. Mr. Sanchez.
Thanks, son.
Excuse me. What are the fights going on July 20th? We'll be at 160 pounds. Is that correct? 160? 165? I think we agreed 165. 165 between Mr. James Land will be making his professional debut, and versus Larry Sanchez, who will have his 4th professional fight. So, Larry, we'll start off with you. This is your 4th fight. How do you feel about fighting Mr. James Land? And do you know anything about him?
I don't know anything about Mr. James Land. I hear he's got an extensive amateur record. He's a pretty good boxer. You know, I give my respect to him. I don't know anything about the guy, like I said, but you know, I'm looking in there with full heart, and I'm coming in there and I'm looking to get my first win. You know, I haven't got a win. I might not have the amateur experience he does have, but you know, I started boxing back when I was 11, 12 years old at Twin City Tigers back in the day when they were there. They trained me. Lalo and Frankie trained me up there, and you know, they taught me everything that I basically know now. I've never stopped working on it. I've kept working over the years. I've never let up. It's just been little by little, but you know, I'm hoping to come out on top this July 20th, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, like I said, I'm going to be fighting a tough guy here, and you know, I'm hoping to come out on top. But
good deal. James, this is your 1st fight. You hadn't fought in a while. How are you feeling about this show?
I feel really good. I've been training real hard, just like everybody else. You know, I've been working hard. I got a great coach. I got a great manager, and I'm ready to fight. I'm thankful that he took this fight. I'm glad that he's wanting to win. I'm glad he's coming in there to win, because if he wasn't, then I wouldn't be wanting to fight. I don't know too much about him. I've seen his fights, but like I said, we're coming to win too, so we're ready.
Yeah. Coach Larry Sanchez, what do you have to say about this fight?
I just want to bring up the fact that we came out of the gates running. You know, I did a poor job, I'll be the first to admit, of setting my boys up for fights with extensive amateur experience, and we continue to do that. My boys have shown it doesn't matter about the record, they just want to fight and prove that they belong in the league. And so James Land is no different. I know he's got 40 plus fights, and he's not going to be no pushover. Little Larry knows that. But he's been putting in the work, and I believe the end results, hopefully he'll be the one with his hands ready, because he's hungry. He has not won. He hasn't had things go his way during the ring, even fights that we believe he should have won. Dylan Nicholson is one of the ones we want a rematch with. And hopefully on down the road we can get that rematch, because he came out looking strong in the first round, and then he took a shot behind the ear and he didn't recover from that. So his brother, his older brother's been sparring with him, and I can tell you Mark hits pretty hard, and he's getting him prepared for whatever James Land is bringing his way.
Speaking of Dylan, that's a fight that I think you guys need to focus on this fight.
Oh, absolutely.
And if things go well with this fight, then we can certainly set up the rematch down the road. You know what I mean? So, Coach Lupe, you've been coaching for a long time. I know we hadn't seen each other for a while, but how's it feel to be back in the game and professional level? It's a little bit different. Same?
Yes, sir. I mean, this is, like I said, this is my first professional fight. It's something new to me. I mean, boxing's not something new to me, but just the professional part of it is.
Right.
Me and Judge have been training for this for a little while, so I feel he's prepared for it. He's 100%. Any opponent's dangerous. Absolutely. It doesn't matter if you got 10 fights, you got no amateur background, anybody's dangerous. I'm not taking nobody lightly, we're not taking Larry lightly. He's got the heart, he's got the drive, he's hungry, he's dangerous. Absolutely. So, I mean, we're here prepared. On the 20th, the best man's going to get their hand raised. That's all to it. It's just about who wants it more, who's been working hard, and who's more hungry for it,
Yes, sir.
The background right there is going to go out the window. I mean, you should never say, this guy got 40 amateur background, amateur fights or whatever. I mean, anything can change in a split second.
Absolutely.
When you're in that ring. It takes a lot of good steps to the ring. We're ready for it. Like I tell my amateur boxers, man, I'm straight up. When you step into the ring, somebody's going to get their ass whooped. Is it going to be you or is it going to be the other guy?
Yeah.
That's my mentality. That's what we train. That's what we're going for.
And boxing, it just takes one punch to change the course. You could be losing the fight in one punch, and that's done. You know what I mean? So, are you looking to try to score a knockout? Are you gonna try to go for a decision win?
I'm gonna go in there and do my thing, and I mean, I'm not gonna go in there looking for a knockout punch, because you go in there looking for a knockout punch and you're not gonna find it, or more than likely you're not gonna find it. I'm just gonna go in there and do my thing, and if he can withstand my pressure, then it'll go the full 4 rounds. But I plan to put the pressure on.
Are you trained to go 4 solid rounds? And you did mention, or your dad mentioned, that he had amateur fights, but he's going to be fighting with smaller gloves, obviously. So you think that's going to make a difference in this fight? And it's probably been a while since he's fought. Do you think that?
I mean, I don't see any kind of difference, like you said. Luke, here, anybody can get knocked out at any time with any punch. You just got to keep your hands up, keep watching out. And I'm going to stick to my game plan, and we're going to follow through and hope to execute.
You think you get a win by knockout or decision?
I'm not going to predict that right there. I mean, it can go either way. Like I said, it's a boxing match. You go in there and fight. He's got the heart. I've got the heart. It's just a matter of who wants it more.
Absolutely. We all put our pants on the same way, right? That I know of.
Right.
So July 20th, it'll be a 4-round fight, 165 pounds between James Land Larry Sanchez. Do you guys have anything to say in closing?
No, sir.
Larry?
For that team.
Sir.
All right, appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. Golden Eagle Promotion, School of Hard Knocks, and Pure Energy Plex brings professional boxing to La Hacienda on July 20th here in Midland, Texas. The main event will feature Nick Tipton versus Roman Huerta. On the card also will be Des Hill, who's a 4-0 professional fighter. We have Larry, he's representing Roman as one of the coaches. We have Mr. Larry Sanchez, who's representing Nick as a coach or manager. So we're filming this as part of our promo video, and I'm gonna give these gentlemen the time to speak in regards to their upcoming fight. This is a big fight. Both guys are super heavyweights. We got a 6'5" Nick Tipton, 250 pounds, and 6'4", 240 pounds Roman Huerta. This is a $10,000 bet fight. On top of that, they're betting their purse. I think that this will be a great show for Midland, Odessa. I'd like to start off with Nick. Nick's 1-0 with 1 knockout. Nick.
Well, I'm excited about this event coming up July 20th. It's an opportunity to celebrate over 100 years of rivalry between Odessa and Midland. I know that there's some bad blood between some of the fighters that are going to be fighting on the card, which I think just adds to the excitement. I've been training hard for this. This fight is more than just a fight against Roman Huerta for me. I'm fighting battles, with myself every day as I get older about how I want to be perceived as a man, as a father, as a brother, as a son. And last October, I took it upon myself to take a personal journey down a road called professional boxing. And January 26th was my first fight. Had a lot of success, and I was offered this particular fight a couple months back against Roman Huerta. He's a fantastic athlete. I think it's going to make for a good show. Being that he's from Odessa and that I'm from Midland, I think there's going to be a lot of excitement in the air, and I think you're going to see a lot of fireworks. I know I've been training hard. These guys don't think much of my training or my experience, but my hope is that January 20th I'll be putting somebody to sleep and we'll be eating some humble pie.
Good deal. Mr. Roman Huerta out of Odessa, Texas.
Yeah, what's it called? Like I said, we're from Rough House. I've been training with Des, he's my boy Des, for a long time now. I don't know how many years, over 4 or 5 years already. But yeah, we've been in this game for a long time, both of us, all of us in our team. I have a great team, a bunch of guys to push us really hard, and we live for this shit. Honestly, this is our life. We're the kind of guys that we can't get away from this. Everybody might have their own reason for why they do it, but me, it's just, I don't know, I feel like it's in my blood. I love to bang, I love to fight, it's just, the way it is. And like I said, I got nothing against Nick Tipton, because personally, I can't hate someone I don't know. But when you've been in the game for a while and you're jumping, and then someone just comes in out of nowhere and then all of a sudden they're almost in the same level as you are, it's like, it's just like, it's a joke, But, like I said, fighting, a fight's a fight, anything can happen. I think my chances are really high, but I'm not going to say I'm 100%. But I'm going to go in there, I'm going to do work, I'm training pretty good. I'm feeling good, and I feel like at the end of the night, July 20th, I'm going to be the guy with my hand raised.
Good job, Larry.
Yes, sir. If I may, I want to speak to Des Hill directly. We don't have a fancy gym, sir, like you do. Congratulations to you and the work that you did to get where you're at. Yes, you've mentioned we don't have specific boxers at your level as of yet. We're working on it, but throughout the year, I've been able to build a team, and little by little, you've thrown darts at each and every person. Some deservedly so. I'm not taking that away from you. There are certain people that talk that shouldn't have talked. I get it. But where I take it personal, sir, is when you lash out at the boys that said nothing to you. Specifically, the older one will not have it. Okay? And you seem to love that. You know, you want to scratch that itch. He's working hard, Des. He's working hard to be at your level. You won't come up and wait. He's coming down to you, man. I mean, you got to give him a little respect, bro. And that's what he's trying to do, man. You know what I mean? He feels, all of us feel you haven't given us the respect that we deserve.
Now, can I say something quick before this goes?
Respect is earned, not given.
Absolutely, sir.
Y'all have done nothing to earn my respect. I don't hand out respect like it's a cookie. You have to earn it or you have to take it. Your fighters had opportunity to take my respect, and neither one of them has taken it. So I throw darts. When I was a nice, laid-back, humble, respectful guy, everybody took advantage of me. Now that I speak my mind, I'm the asshole.
Hey, I never said you're an asshole. I think it's part of your game. I think it's part of the
But
show,
see,
bro.
I embrace the asshole position. I embrace it. I'll be your asshole. I'll be your asshole. So I throw darts. Sooner or later, people's gonna get tired of getting hit with those darts.
Correct.
And somebody's gonna want to fight me. Your guys have been offered plenty of fights with me, and they say that they want to fight me, but when they get offered to fight, oh, I gotta do this. Oh, I'm working too much. Oh, I don't want to fight them right now. Like, now don't say that I'm ducking y'all or I don't want to fight y'all. It's not that. It's your guys are literally not ready.
A corner, B corner. We've always been the ones to step down to the boxers level. We got to meet their weight class, and we've been able to do so. We've asked you to come up a little bit. You refuse to do that.
What's a little?
Okay.
What's a little?
We talked about it. I told Isidro about it. We asked you to come up to 190.
What's
so we
5
can
pounds to a champ?
I mean,
What's 5-10 pounds to a champ, right?
I fight at 168,
That's my
175. This is professional.
Here you got Mark dropping 30 pounds just because that's how bad he wants to have a date with you, bro.
That sounds like a personal
You know what
problem.
I'm saying? Come up a little bit, meet him halfway.
Sounds
If you
like
really want to fight, we won't be saying you're ducking then, right?
If he's walking
You know what I'm
around,
saying?
if he's walking around at 190 right now, I'm walking around at 185. If I can make 175, he can make
He's
175.
working on it. He's been working on
It's
it.
not about, don't work on it, just do it. That's simple. If Mark says he'll take the fight right now, Isidro will scratch whatever fight he had with Mark and make the fight between me and Mark.
I know for a fact that I've turned the fight into the commission, and you got the message. So, I mean, I like the fact that Mark is trying, but I mean, it is what it is. We can make this fight happen in New Mexico without no problems like this, but Texas is more stricter. So that fight will happen. Let Mark get his win against Oscar, and then then gives him a better chance to fight, and you guys can agree to it. We'll agree to it. If not, we'll just get fights for both of you guys. But let's go back to Nick and Roman. So I'm gonna ask both of you guys the same question. You guys feel free to answer it. And you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, but what is your strategy to get this victory on July 20th? You want to answer first?
You know, I mean, I'm just gonna do my thing, what I've always done. You know, I mean, just play it by ear, see how it goes, and we work for everything. We don't just he's a big guy, 6'4", now we got no. We work for everything, for speed, power, endurance, everything. You know what I mean? And that way, when it comes down to the fight, it's not like, damn, like he beat me because I didn't work out on this or I didn't work on this. I got one of the best trainers around. Dez. Whatever people say about him, I think you might think he's an ass for a dig, but that guy right there will make sure that when you go into a fight, you're going at 100% because he wants you to do your best, and that's what we're doing. So we're working on that, and we work on everything, and like I said, strategy wise, I mean, we just walk in the ring, play by ear, see what happens.
What do you got, Nick?
Yeah, I'm not playing by ear. I've got a plan to, stick him in the mouth with a jab all night long. I got plans to take Dez's money, and I got plans to take Roman's money and send him home with a black eye and hurt feelings.
You got a slow jab.
Well, we're gonna
You're
find
relying
out.
on one punch.
We're
You're relying on one punch. That's it.
Might be all it takes to beat fellas. Last job. So I'm looking forward to it.
So this fight, it's a pretty big fight in terms of for both of you guys. I mean, you've been doing it like you said for a long time, and he just started. He was a professional rugby player. I know I know he's an athlete. I know you're an athlete. Do you think you're going to withstand his power?
I mean, he's not going to hit me with something I haven't felt before, that's for sure. I fought guys way bigger than him. You know what I mean? I fought bigger dudes, I fought better dudes, I fought faster dudes, you know what I mean? It's like nothing, I know what he's going to come with. I know what his strategy is, I know what he can and can't do, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he might be an athlete, yeah, he might do this and that, but you can't, And I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm the best boxer alive, because, we're MMA, we come from an MMA background, so, but at the same time, it's like, you can't just come in and think that, you're an athlete, you work out your whole life, and all of a sudden you want to jump into fighting. Fighting is not just about physical endurance. That's a lot of people understand that, and it reminds me so much because when I was an amateur in my first fight, well, I thought I was the best thing in the game. I thought I was like invincible. I was super, I was badass, endurance. I mean, I was thinking I was the best thing ever. I won my first fight. I went second round TKO. I go to my second fight. I went knockout. And I come my third fight. All of a sudden, I got humbled by a guy that worked harder than me. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things that, yeah, you put us right next to each other, and about 60% of people are gonna go for him because he got some muscles. He got some big dude. The big everything, but. That has nothing to do. It's all in the mind. How is he gonna react when he gets hit? Yeah, anybody could hit a bag. Anybody could hit a bag and fucking look good and whatever. But what happens when he gets hit back? What's he gonna do?
I'll be glad he says I look good hitting the bag.
He was way too nice on that.
Obviously, you aren't fighting a middle, so it's going to be a tougher fight.
Sure.
You have somebody who actually has, whether it be MMA, it's still the fight game. He's been a part of it for a long time. How do you plan on using what minimum experience you have versus the experience that he has?
Well, I don't know, what lack of fighting experience these guys are talking about. I've been fighting since I was a kid. If you've ever seen a rugby game, you got to go 80 minutes straight. You got to have your head on a swivel with 15 dudes with no pads, with metal cleats, and you got guys coming through your head every second. And it's not 3-minute rounds. It's 80 minutes straight. And I've played against the best in the world, and I've seen guys everywhere from New Zealand to Australia to France to Georgia, and I've played against the best here in the U.S. And I'm telling you right now, this guy ain't half the athlete I am, and you're going to see it July 20th.
We'll see what that jaw does.
How many people are on the rugby field at one time?
Well, it depends. You got 7-on-7 and 15-on-15.
Okay, so say you're playing 7-on-7, and you walk in that ring, there's 3 people in there. There's one person to save your life and one person trying to take your life. That's the loneliest place in the world.
Looking forward to being there, bro.
And I understand. I mean, he has his hopes real high. He won a knockout his last fight, but just to get you an idea who the last guy was, he was a guy that went to the woods, took a picture of himself with ketchup on his knuckles. He was punching a tree. That's who his opponent was, you know what I mean? So, I mean, but hey, he thinks he's good, I know he's competitive, of course. He's been in football. He's going to have a competitive mind, but, in football, like you said, 80 minutes long and you're hitting hard, this and that, but what happens when you get punched fucking 10 times in less than a minute?
And this is a fight that I'm glad is happening as a promoter, to see 2 undefeated fighters. I mean, granted, it's 1-0 for both you guys, but you guys are both probably should be building yourself up on other fighters, and instead you guys choose to fight each other. and from Golden Eagle Promotion, School of Hard Knocks Promotion, and Pure Energy Plex, I really appreciate that. That right there, I mean, because you could have easily went on, fought July 12th on the MMA show, and I appreciate you coming over to fight this, and you could have went on in Amarillo, but you're saving yourself for this fight. I do think that it can be a very competitive fight between the two of you guys. I mean, may the best man wins. Do you guys have anything to say in closing?
No, just really looking forward to it. And I hope that the level of professionalism stays where it's at, because I think up to this point it's been pretty good.
Good deal, man. I look forward to seeing you guys dance. It's going to be one hell of a night, that's for sure. So
Yeah, I don't want to miss out.
may the best man win. So appreciate you guys. Good job. Jay, Luke, what's up?
you're going at 100% because he wants you